Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on, come on. Welcome. Morning Mindset. First up, let me know, can you see me? Can you hear me? It's a little fuzzy. Are we good to go there? Let me know how that looks for you. How's everyone doing on this fine December 15th morning? Ooh, December 15th. Is today your cutoff day? You're going longer than this? We've got just a little over a week till Christmas. Yikesy, yikesy, yikes. So, if you're new here, when you check in, I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like excuse me, in your area, along with your five things. What are five things that you are going to accomplish today? So we'll talk what we got going on and then our five things and all of that. We'll check in with people. We'll do all of that shortly, but I want to make sure that I can be seen and heard. My ear thing came back, so now it's popping, but it's clogging and it's awesome. It sounds amazing on it. So let's check in and see how people are doing as far as what we have in the cup. Once again, we should be sponsored by Celsius. Celsius Sparkling Orange is what we got in there. And I got a couple things I'm going to go over for you. I'm going to show you some Facebook stuff, and I've got some other questions for you. So let's check in and see how everybody's doing this morning. Sarah, good morning to you. Almost there. Caramel cold brew in the cup, bagel with cream cheese in hand, and ready to rock. That is right. Sarah is ready to rock. Programming note. Sarah has a family function next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and she felt that would be cutting it close for Tuesday with Todd and doing the content creation with Canva, which I 100% agree with her. So we're going to flip flop weeks. Sarah is actually going to be the following week. So we're just going to swap the goals one. So that'll give you then 2 weeks to get your goals in for the New Year's show. So the 19th is going to be talking year-end goals. And then the 26th now will be creating content with Canva. The triple C, as Sarah would like to say. And here we go with Barb. Good morning, everyone. From North Central Minnesota, where it's 36. Rain mixed with snow throughout the day. Monster Ultraviolet. Interesting. And water in the tumbler. No five things working on Christmas. That's right, because you closed today, right, Barb? Or did you close yesterday? No, you got family coming in and you're Christmas mode. We've got a lot to do still for Christmas. And on our side, yes, we're done taking orders today, will be it. But on the flip side, things are getting caught up. After Wednesday and Thursday, we figured everything out with DTF. Finally, the system, we found, I was up with them last night till almost 11, trying to figure out what was going on, because we could get regular orders to process and go through, but anything that was marked rush was not. So, man, wouldn't you love for it to be the other way around, where all rush orders were being taken care of and the ones that are extended are not, because those are easier to fix there. So everything is going out. Our goal is by the end of today to be 100% caught up. And I'm actually headed down there. When I get done with this live, I'm headed down to our print facility, and we're gonna see how things are, because there were some issues last night with things just syncing up, and we just couldn't figure out it because it was folders that we'd always used in the past with them, and now it wasn't there. We changed the name of it, and then it popped up, so it created a nightmare of stuff, because they on their end everything is showing good. My own everything's showing good, and there's just that miscommunication between it. But we got it figured out, so we're headed down there. And yeah, we got 3 of them running, 2 shifts. We're rocking and rolling, and we're doing everything we can to get caught up. At least all the rush orders out, and then normal production orders, and then we're going to get a firm timeline on stuff. So next week we will be able to, the goal, 2 to 3 day turnaround time. And then still have the rush services available. So the goal is to bring that back online next week for rush services. So thank you all for bearing with us. I know there were some orders that people needed this weekend. So, I reached out to them, said, hey, we're sending them overnight. And as long as Saturday delivery is available, that's what we're going to send it with. So, let me know if you still want to go with it, and we should be good to go. But yeah, it's been a week, man. It really, really has. I'm glad we're at the end of it. I'm just really, really glad we're at the end of it. Barb's saying hi to Sarah. Sarah's 5 things. Order prints, type loose ends from holiday stores picked up already, plan January calendar and designs, marked on styles in the store. Now, remember, when you're creating your January stuff, to keep us in mind, because that's going to be stuff we're going to talk about. So see, you get your chance to do some more content. And hey, Barb, happy Friday from Sarah. Good morning, Darren. Hi to Darren. It's drizzling there in Topeka. Just remember, Snoop Dogg's favorite weather, drizzle. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. 63 there in sunny Florida. 63 and sunny. Nothing in the cup yet. Hi, Chuck. Linda. Haven't been able to make it in a while. Well, Linda, you're here now, so thanks for joining us. Mo, good morning to you. Seeing here, I saw that, so it was there. And Sarah's been telling me, she goes, you know what I haven't seen on you? I'm like, what? She goes, that sapphire hoodie. I'm like, really? I'm like, I think it's hanging up. It's the next one. I said I'll wear it, but I've got stuff on it. So see, that's why this one usually doesn't get wore. So since I'm going to go into a production facility, we're gonna have stuff on her hoodie today. Why not? And good morning to you, Jeff. Brian's got 45 and sunny Mountain Dew. Olivia has pink eye. Nice. And the auto press isn't working. Yay, Brian. Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another, right? If it's not one thing, it's another. Brian, you are, what are you? Your number, I'm looking at the list here. I believe you're like number 5 on the rush list today. Rush list, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 rush orders in the print queue right now. 20 including mine. So good times, right? Linda's 5 things: put basketball photo orders online, finish and post JH band photos, get ready for Santa photos at the local candy store the next 4 nights, and finish band shirt order. That sounds like fun. FU, good morning, Facebook user. Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice, and when that happens, you become FU. But if you head over to right here, this guy, fatdadlive.com, that will get you inside of the YouTube side of things, and then we should be able to see you. Jen, good morning to you. Coffee in the cup, 30 and sunny there. George, good morning to you. Barb, 5 things. On duty, or Barb, hi Barb, 5 things. On duty, parade, study. What are you studying for? Captain's test? Was that what I think it was, right? Maybe Darren will fill us in what he's studying for. And Barb said she closed on Wednesday night. With that being said, I picked up a few more new clients and let them know I will not be back in the shop until January 2nd. They were okay with that. Awesome, Barb. And I know is your family in town for the whole time, like through New Year's, or it's only through Christmas, or what do you got planned while they're there? I think even with us, once we have this all set up, we'll be able to be closed more often, and things will become more streamlined. But traditionally, we don't take that time off, but we know it's a slower time. We know right now, after this weekend, it'll be slow until, mid-February. We'll do our best to get things out there for January and February. DTF side of things, run some more ads. We're going to push some more things, and we'll be able to rock those out. But yeah, it's now this next week will be crunch week to get all of our stuff done for our family Christmas and then for the kids' Christmas there. So yeah, we got a lot to do. And Jeff said 35 and chilly there in Northern Kentucky. No drink yet. 5 things: create files for new prints, print vinyl, print 3D, attempt to organize some, and clean still. That sounds like a great thing right there. Jen's ready. As of this afternoon, she's done till January 3rd. We leave for Florida in the morning, and you have a bag of F's. I love it. Or no, they're probably not in a bag anymore. Probably got them doing something else by now. GBK from Sweden, -6 Celsius. We're going to translate that to American real quick because I'm not sure what that is. And see, -6 Celsius to Fahrenheit. That brings it to 21 degrees. That's chilly. That is chilly. It is 38 here, so it is. And my 38, just in case you were wanting to know, my 38 is probably like 1 Celsius. 38 Fahrenheit to Celsius. Let's go to that. 38 Fahrenheit to Celsius. Let's see, because 3 degrees. 3.3 Celsius is what it is. Jen's 5 things: send a few last invoices, go to the bank, then pack. My 5 things. So DTF, I'm going to run down there as soon as we get down here. I'm going to spend the morning there, get out of there by noon, and back in here by 1:30. That's I'm going to spend some time on there, get some video footage, talk about some other things, get some stuff set up, get done with that. I've got stickers printing now, so those stickers should be done before we leave. When I get back with DTF, it's going to be a pressing marathon. We had stores close out, and that's why I'm going down there to get it, so we can get all of those done out by Monday. Then I've got invoices to do. There's still, I don't know, probably 5 to 10 invoicing I need to get done and out for people, and then quotes. They got most of the stuff for the quotes that are needed, but there are some other things that are there. So that's ours. DTF stickers, print shirts, invoice, quotes. That's what we got going on. Diana, 38 degrees, coffee, do license plates, do logo on granite plate, engrave names on flashlights, do large palette art and photo necklace. That sounds interesting. 5, go to Lexington to celebrate both my kids' birthday. I think that's the best part of the day right there. T-Town, 37, coffee to drink and tinning right now. Awesome. Jose, thanks for joining us. Good morning to you. Diana, I do that, but I'm going to make me some new work shirts. I do this all the time. Like, I ruin stuff and get stuff on it. I can't have anything nice. Yes, Tim, your order did ship. And that was a lot of our regular order. Anything that we did not mark, that we did not put in the rush folder, we're good to go on. All that stuff transferred in, and they're like, we're caught up. I'm like, I'm not seeing any stuff on this. And we started going through and like, man, there's nothing on our end. And so I'm taking pictures of what I'm seeing on my end, what I'm seeing on my computer, what I'm seeing on my phone, what I'm seeing on another 2 other terminals that were here, and what I was seeing on a computer that never had Dropbox installed on it and showing in there wasn't showing up on their side. And so I'm like, well, here's the link. As soon as I sent the link, then it populated. And it was like both things said that they were up to date. We're thinking it was the file name, so we changed the file name. Should be good to go on everything. And everything, man, is off to the races now. They said we're running 3 of the 4 heads and 2 shifts, and we should be back in business. So once I know we're good, we'll turn on the ads and we'll just start flowing, because daddy needs some money. I need some money. Jenna said, good morning to you. And Barb, yes, family here until the 1st. No snow to do sledding. That's fine. But we can do hiking. I put together some crafts to do with the grandkids, depending on whether the adults stay up late, play Catan. What is, I got to Google it. You can tell me, you can tell everybody else what it is, but I need to Google it because it sounds very familiar. Which, something else that, nope, that is not what I thought it was. That is not what I thought it was. I was thinking it was a card game. So that brings up an interesting thing. When it comes to family and functions, what kind of things do you do? Like us, and I think this is more of like a Midwest thing, euchre. It seems like a lot of my friends on both sides of the coast and down south don't know it unless they have, people in their area that are from the Midwest. But euchre, that's always a great thing to play. And then, you've got your regular card games, or your Screw Your Neighbor is always a fun riot. So we play that. And yeah, before we know it, it'll be Christmas time. And then there's always the good old, Cards Against Humanity. I don't think you can ever go wrong with that. Curtis, good morning to you. 43 degrees and rainy. And Brian said, Todd, will you get print cut info? Soccer and baseball around the corner, and customers will start asking soon. Yes, print cut info. And right now, I know it's only shirts. So, because that's what I was wondering and hoping for was pants, but they're not there yet for it. But shirts for sure. Yes, I will actually get that. Yep, we are a euchre family as well. See, euchre or spades, right? Like euchre or spades, those are kind of where we go to on it. But euchre is definitely, a go-to for us. Now, here's something that somebody asked me, and I need to get your opinion on things. First up, dude, we're not talking Luke Combs. Guy thought I was over it, and somebody tried to get me going again this morning, and just let it die. We can talk about it if you guys want. It was just a whole crazy situation, and I think it's going to have crazy repercussions for him. But what I know, I'm just a printer, right? But somebody said they were talking about getting into sublimation, because they are already doing shirts. They're using HTV, they're using transfers, but they want to do more hard things, and that's where sublimation came in. But they said that they're worried about the market being saturated. They said everywhere that they see is somebody's doing sublimation, every craft show, everything, and I'm like, but that's the way it is, right? I mean, I know, just even in different industries, look at a mall. I know they're few and far between now, but when you go to it, there's multiple stores selling the same thing, right? It's what you got to think about. There's multiple printers in your area. You guys are all doing the same thing. It all comes down to your customer. So, what do you feel? When somebody says that what their biggest struggle is oversaturation. So, let me know that in the comments. While I continue on with these other comments. And Barb says, players try to be the dominant force on the island of Catan by building settlements, cities, and roads. On each turn, dice are rolled to determine what resources the island produces. Very nice. So there's certain games we can't play in this house. We can't play Axis and Allies anymore because somebody got upset, and that's that. Same with Risk. We can't play Risk either. Those are two games we can't because apparently creating little side peace treaties so you can attack somebody is frowned upon. But that's how the real world works. And those games are no longer allowed. Even though I have them, like Axis and Allies was one of my most fun games, probably in my high school years. I was introduced to it by a friend whose dad was actually a lieutenant colonel in the Army. And that would be it. Friday night, we'd get it set up. And, there's times that we weren't done playing until Sunday. We'd play, 4 hours Friday night. We'd play all day Saturday. And it was a great time. It wasn't we played the long game, long version. And I really enjoyed it. And then Corey got it for me, I don't know, 12 years ago or so, and it made it a couple holidays, and that was it. No more with that. So, yeah, I guess I can't do that. And Sarah says, family time this weekend. Steve and I have tickets for Seinfeld tomorrow, and family has tickets to Mannheim Steamroller on Sunday. Well, that sounds a great time. And you're officially closed next Friday, right, or next Saturday? Which one are you? Which one are you with? I want something with that. With what? With what? Customs, good morning to you, sir. That sounds like fun. I loved Risk. Risk was awesome, right? That one got you into the real strategy side of things. I'm assuming other people have it too, but we've got the game closet, because as the kids are growing up, people will get them games. So there's a bunch of kids games in there, and then there's kind of those intermediate games, and then there's the card games that we have in there, like Phase 10. Dude, I am a horrible Phase 10 player. Like that game just totally crushes me. Totally crushes me. But Phase 10, Uno, any of that stuff is fun to do. And I think, it used to be that, we made sure we got the kids games every year. And now it's a little bit harder because, there's only so many games. We've gotten them all. So then things don't get played for, months or years. Like, look, I can look over and see part of the one thing because I just moved it out of the game closet, and it was charades. The whole like charades thing where it was like, oh, here's this and the timer and topics and things like that. So yeah, we really need to get back into it. Let's see. The adult kids have Pokemon tournaments. They are fun and get really loud. I was never into a Pokemon person. I was never a Magic the Gathering person. GPK asked if I ever played D&D. In my elementary school days, so mid '80s, yes, probably that fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, grade. By junior high, I think the circle that I was running with, just they weren't playing it anymore. So it's been 35 years since I played it, and I mean, I remember it being fun, and I'm sure I could get back into it. There was something else that like another friend of mine just tried getting me into. It was some, not going to say weird, but it was some Star Wars type game where you had ships and they could shoot certain ways and you could roll dice, and it was on this, and he's like, you should really come join us, and total nerding out. And I listen, I just haven't made the time for it. Like, I probably should go check this out, but maybe I need a new hobby like that, as far as instead of some of my current ones, but we'll see. And Sarah said, yes, next Saturday is the final day we're open for the year. We open on the 2nd. Very nice. Ellen says, I've seen quite a few tumbler makers at craft shows recently, and a few shows I've tried sending over so they had 3 tumbler vendors and weren't accepting any more. Turned me off from creating them. And I get that. Like, and I think it depends on, like a tumbler maker. What are you considered a tumbler maker? Because there are different sides to it. Are you doing what's the other one? The you've got the sublimation. Are you doing epoxy? Are you doing hand play stones? Are you doing engraving? Are you doing UV print? So I mean, I think there's more to it, but yeah, I'm glad to see that with a craft show that is limiting things because there's only so many eyes, and like my biggest things of craft shows is going to those and seeing so much of like the MLM stuff. It's like there's no crafty nothing involved in that. I want to see somebody who's upcycling something. I want to see somebody who's making something. And even there's a lot of resellers of things on there, but at least they're pushing it as their own ish type thing. But my nose is stuffed up, and that's why my head's stuffed up. But it would be nice to, it's nice. It's nice when they limit that type of stuff for it. Oh, Skippo, yep, Skippo. That's another one. I haven't played that for a while. Maybe, and I know we have it. We'll have to see about maybe playing some games this weekend. We got to figure out when the girls are doing cookies and stuff. That'll probably be next week because our kids. When's everybody's kids out of school? Like our kids' last day is next Wednesday. So it's next Wednesday, and then they don't go back. And it's actually like Christmas program day, so that doesn't even count. Their last real day is like the 19th, and then those jerks don't go back until like the 9th. So they're getting like almost 3 weeks off for Christmas. Craziness. Darren said, or Diana said, we played a lot of games when our family gets together. Loads of fun. We played Dirty Santa Bingo for Christmas, and then we played Bingo for money, quarters. Yeah. So here's a fun story. Like growing up, we were totally legal kids. Like we gambled from a young age, and it was just part of it. Whether it was gambling on spades, whether it was gambling on poker, whether it was gambling on whatever, there's always some type of gambling going on. We were playing quarters, we were playing something there, we were doing there. It was probably, let's see, I was probably 20 at the time, I would say. And we were at Easter, and we were playing poker, and we were playing money for poker. And I took my grandma, who's one of the ones who taught me card games, euchre, rummy, like gin. I couldn't play. I haven't played that for years, but those are things, she taught us those games. And I took her for like $40 that Easter, like $40 I took her for. It was awesome. And then she went to the casino that night, and she won a Cadillac. Fun fact: my grandma has polio and doesn't drive, so she made sure to rub it in because she's like, "Hey, yeah, you may have taken $40 from me, but I want a Cadillac today." When it came time to get it, she sent me to pick it up because she couldn't drive. So they had a big thing, and I think they gave like 5 Cadillacs. So we got her over there. She could get a picture taken, and I got to drive it home. And she sold it, but I was like, "You should just give it to me." And she goes, "Yeah, no, you want to buy it? That's how this is going to work." It was a black Cadillac. It was a DTS, I believe, if I remember right. It was really nice. I probably should have bought it. It's probably worth like $4 now, but back then, it was a nice car. So I thought that was great. Here she can't drive, and she bought a cat, and she won a Cadillac. Jen said, "I just bought my kid Pokemon Crocs for Christmas. She's going to be so happy. She's 17." Well, that sounds. If you're into Pokemon, I don't think it matters the age, right? And at Jen from Sarah, I think my 20-year-old would love those. Where'd you find them? Oh, here we're gonna go. We're gonna start telling people where we got stuff off. In junior high, we played Oregon Trail. For us, it was fifth grade. Fifth grade is when we went to the other building. Our school was separated. Our junior or elementary school. We had a huge elementary school. It was actually an old high school. So it was really odd for me when I went to junior high to see that it didn't have its own separate cafeteria and its own separate gymnasium because we had that as an elementary school. But Fifth and sixth actually went across the bridge because we had a bridge connecting to another building, and over on that side, that's where like the library was, the resource center, computer lab. But that was the thing, computer lab, going there, and I remember, fifth grade, Oregon Trail, and dying in, quite a few times. What was it? What did you get? Dysphoria? What was that? Diphtheria? What did we die from? A lot of. What was it that you died from? Not from the oxen dying. It was something else. They would drown. The oxen would drown trying to cross, but diphtheria, I think, was there. Darren said, my last day on duty is Sunday. First time in over 20 years. So I'll take the holidays off. I worked. I'll be studying my butt off. But for what? Did I miss that? Did I miss what you're studying for, Darren? There it is. I knew Brian would know. Star Wings, X Wings. I have a bunch of the ships on the shelf. Okay, so see, Brian plays it, so I know it's a dork thing. I mean, no. Do you actually play, or you just collect the things for it? But yes, that's what it was. It's X-wing, and I was just trying to figure out and understand it. I'm like, what do I need to get started with this? How many thousands do I got to get? Like, man, I don't know about this. Like, you guys, so tell me more if any of you are on there. The Reese's local craft show at the high school had 11 different booths selling sub tumblers. That's crazy. That is when it's when you see that much of the same thing. It's like, how can a show expect to have vendors to have good sales when they have 11 people selling the same thing, right? They seeing, what do we talk about, those juried shows, those judge shows, where they only let in so many of a certain thing. I mean, that's why, to keep it better right there. And Customs, Oregon Trail, yep, we played the same here. See, I knew what it was. I knew it was Oregon. Diane says, I do 20, and I'm guessing that is 40-ounce tumblers, and the engraving ones. However, we do a lot of local tourism designs, especially since we do souvenirs for the county and things like that, where you are niched in, right? You're doing souvenirs for the county, so it makes sense to be able to do it. And Darren said, today's my last day until the second. What are you going to do with all time? Study, I know, but what? And Linda said, Skip-Bo was my mom's game. In fact, Krista sent me a message that said, Skip-Bo is amazing. So we'll definitely have to play that. She played it every day until she passes. I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. I have a garden stake that I'm sublimating a photo to I have of her playing Skip-Bo to put by her headstone. That is awesome. And Alan said, some shows don't really organize the vendors well and tend to group all similar vendors together, which drives me crazy. Yep. I've seen that time and time again, where you're like, oh, look, here is, and at that time it was, what were the things, the clothes for, the last one I remember, it was like clothes for the geese or something. There's an opportunity for us. I think we're still on the fence about doing it, and probably we'll talk more about those goals. At the first of the year of what we're wanting to do for next year, kind of the directions of some business plans to reorganize some things and focus our focus on different aspects to improve them. And so we'll talk all about that. So that'll be next year's first show of Tuesday with Todd. 20th to the 3rd. Wow. So that's roughly, is that the same thing that we have? From the 20th, so ours is the 20th. Yeah, no, yeah, the 20th to the 3rd. Yeah, so that's what's usually typical. Like for us, they usually would get off the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's. So like this, they would be off. They would be off next week. Is that right? Because Christmas falls there, and then they would go back on like the 3rd. So not going back until then. Another day from it. We always did poker. There, you can't go wrong with that. And Sarah, Jen got those from the Crocs website. And Customs, my grandparents taught me to play poker and blackjack for money. Great times. Yeah, mine too. It was blackjack. Blackjack, we didn't do a whole lot of blackjack. Did a lot of poker, a lot of rummy, a lot of euchre. And then it was, like the screw your neighbor, the quarters, the cultural inappropriate Indian, the, what else do they say? They say screw your neighbor. Yeah. There was always quite a few different ones to do. But that's what this time of year is. It's fun. We should bring that back. Nanny said, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that had an awesome childhood. Well, it was a different time, right? It was a different time. Like, Now, I would probably go to jail if I pulled what my parents did, Like, yeah, just lay in the package tray while we're driving. That's cool. We don't have to worry about that. Oh, you want to get me a beer and you want to take the first sip? Go for it. Knock yourself out. I don't care. Oh, yeah. If you're grabbing me another one, you can have a sip of it. Oh, I need some smokes. Here's a note. Go get me some smokes. Um, Listen, when you leave, when you leave the house in the summer at 8 in the morning. I don't want to see you back here until 6 o'clock tonight. I don't want you and your friends over here, and just go do whatever you want. I don't care if it's 30 miles away. I don't care. Like, God, we would be we were a total different time, right? Um, what? How do I say that? Distillery, right? Distillery. What is that? Which Oregon Trail? Ours is the original, the green, and likely, yeah, absolutely. It was on the were they the Commodore 64 Cs or the Apple? But yeah, green screen, baby. That was it. That's all you had. Yeah. See, whatever. We all died of that. Good to know. Any bundle files you have cut on a laser that we have for purchase or stuff that we've used. I guess we could do laser bundle files. I would have to create those and see what we could do with them because I can't do file for file. I can only do a printed good, so that would have to be stuff I create. I bought peanut Crocs for me and my 15-year-old niece. Like, but do they look like peanuts? Like, come on. I need some more of this. I might be dating myself, but I remember playing Uno and Dominoes. Uno, we were Uno. I know we still have Uno. Dominoes never really got much into Dominoes. I know it just wasn't, just Dominoes wasn't one of our things there. Uh, Brian says, I want to play, but no time, so I collect the ships. And see, that's the thing. It's always take time. So Brian, maybe that's one of your goals next year is to make time to play that once a month, right? Nerd out once a month and just play that. I don't care how it's spelled. I can't say it. Distillery, whatever. We know what it was. For my captain says, that's what I thought. I need some spy glasses that someone outside can find the answers. Tell me via earpiece. Then you're just cheating. You got this. And congratulations to you, because I know that last time you said that that when you weren't able to pass it, you said that was it, right? You weren't going to do it again or not have the opportunity. So congrats to you for getting back up on that horse and doing it again. So you got this, Darren. I know you do. Who learned turtle on a computer? It's a little triangle that you would program to do things like make shapes. Nope. We were not that fancy of a school. We did not have any programming. You took the floppy disk, which, does anybody else find that funny that on any program that you go into, the save is a floppy disk, and probably most of the kids today have never actually seen one, so they just know that it's the save button, but no reason what it is. Some food for thought for that. 420, right 90, 420, right 90, forward 20, 90, right 20. Oh, look, you made a square. Nope, I do not remember that at all. I remember up, left, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, BA. That's what I remember. All right, up, down, left, right, BA. Two BAs, right? You remember everybody knows that one, right? If you're a kid of the 80s, you know that one. It was my exact childhood. I mean, right? That's what it was. Like, it was a different time. Like, there is no. I don't think anything was illegal. Like, I really don't. I know that I was in a car with somebody who had an open container, and they just poured out. Don't drive. Don't do that with the kids in the car. Have a nice day. Like, okay. There was a lot of like I said, the 80s was a completely different time. We were just building forts in the woods. We had this area that was by our house that was separate. It was kind of up on a hill between there. We'd build forts there. I mean, the summertime, we'd leave in the morning and we'd go there. And if we wanted something to drink, it was go find a hose. Here's this. We weren't taking water bottles with us, and we weren't taking sunscreen with us. It was just go play. And that's what it was. It was definitely a different time. Oh, Snoopy's Peanuts gang. Okay, that totally makes sense. Because, I mean, it could just be peanuts, and I'm sure there is there, but Snoopy Peanuts makes a thing. Ooh, Stratego, right? Stratego. remember it vaguely. Yes. Oh, have you been messing with your laser? I have not touched it at all this week. This week, really rough week, just because we were still having issues, and and think how we just took the time to figure it all out in the last 2 days of what the hell is going on. Because I wanted everybody's orders to go out. I was more worried about that. Uh, Stores closing and getting those orders. Man, my nose. Stores closing, getting the product ordered in for that, getting those out. I will be playing next week for sure. I will, even though I've said it this, I am going to make the time this weekend because I honestly don't think we have a whole lot going on this weekend, unlike previous ones. I know we have to get some Christmas shopping done in there, but I'm going to put the riser on so that way I can use the rotary and get that. I need to get the conveyor set up because there's a couple projects that we want to do, and I think that's what we're going to do for family. And so yeah, I definitely need to get on it. My brother and I laid in the back window of the car from Missouri to Virginia. Dude, we used to fight over that. Like, who gets to lay up there? Like, that's just what it was. Like, that was the best spot. It was sunny. It was warm. It was comfy. You just crashed up there. You'd wave to people behind you. When you got a little older, you'd flip them off and laugh. It was, and they'd do the same thing back to you. Like, now, if I flipped off a kid, I'd be canceled in a heartbeat. Back then, you could beat somebody else's kid if they were wrong. Like, you would catch them doing something wrong. I don't know who your parents are, but they sure as hell wouldn't approve of you doing this. Whack, and then they would take you home. I beat your kid because of this. They're like, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Now it's like, what'd you do? You laid hands on my kid? Yeah, that's why I stay inside, folks. Oh, look at this. Jeff's going to try and hit me. AKA dysentery. Thanks, Jeff. Dysentery. Thanks, Jeff. That helps. I like it broke down right here. That really helps it out. Thanks, Jeff. And Tim says, I've been trying to get pens engraved, and I got it to work once. Now it just won't engrave on it, even with the same settings. What kind of pen? Is it the soft pens, like the soft gel pens, or is it hard one? There is somewhere that I was following that depending on the soft pens, some of them, like half the batches, wouldn't take it, the other ones would, and some of it depended on the color. So there it is, Contra. That's right, Jeff. Jeff's my boy right there. He knows what's up. Oh, geez, what is this? My nerd out is astrophotography. I could be down with that. I've seen some amazing pictures, so I would get that right there. See, you got to pick a messenger from a game like the Star Wars game you talked about. Look at the paint job. Okay, we're now going to show. GPK is sending us pictures. All right, what do you got on here, GPK? Oh, see, that stuff's all like hand painted too, isn't it? See, okay. See, like this stuff. Let's see if I can show that to you. I can get it there. Look at that. Look at that. Way to go. See? I need to get another hobby besides eating and cooking. I think so. That's what I need to do. And Dinah said the 80s was the age of awesomeness. 80s and 90s, man. Like 80s made us who we are. 90s, cultivated us or something like that. But 80s, 100%. Maya's family, like Farkle. Oh yeah, we got Farkle too. God, we haven't played that for a while. And Kings in the Corner. Yeah, but sailors love playing dominoes and spades. Say dominoes. Like I said, dominoes and spades. God, I couldn't tell you the last time I played dominoes. It's gonna be cliche as F, but I think the last time I played dominoes or spades was when I was in jail. So, that was 25, 30 years ago. So, yeah, it's been forever since I've played. I maybe have played spades once or twice since then. Hi, Tim from Barb. And Darren said, Midwest kids knew about half the vehicles had windows down and gun racks with rifles. Yeah, like in them, unlocked, right? They were locked. You could go do it. And, how did you get into a truck when you locked it on accident? You just crack open the slider and go in that way, or you do the wing and reach your hand in there and do it, But I don't know, man. I just think it was a completely different time because we could leave stuff unlocked. It was crazy. loves Stratego. It's been ever. Is Xtool a U.S. company? No, Xtool is China-based. In fact, they just released. If you're Canadian, they just released a Canadian website, so they are able to take care of that for you. Yeah, the station wagon with the fold-up back seat. Definitely some inappropriate things back there when you were a kid and when you were older. Yes, yes, there were. Um, I have the M1 and it has the camera, and the thing sucks. I made a template to hold pens and it reads the board, not the top pen. Drove me nuts yesterday. Leather pens are okay. T Town, do you follow who is it? Clack Shack at all? I think it was Barb who turned me on to him. But he, I believe, on his M1, I am not 100% sure, but has the templates and has stuff set up to so that it's the same every time. So maybe check into that. And T Town said it was the anodized aluminum pins from JP. Oh, okay. I did make a video doing patches and a chance the whole machine for a video, close video. I put the GoPro right on the inside. That's what I was thinking too. Is I can throw it right over in the corner on a GoPro. So I should just break down and get a GoPro for it. Couple things this week. I just want to kind of, after the week I'm having, I just thought I'd want to toot my own horn because, well, I can, right? So I've been just testing out different things. What's going to gain views, what's going to gain more people, what's going to gain more followers, and it always seems video content is where it's at for it. And so when I find a interesting video of one sort or another, I've been posting it to Facebook and then see what it is there. Well, I'm happy to announce that this is for the last 28 days. I'm going to start getting these other things pop up. Our content is down. We're not posting nearly as much. Our content is actually down 58%. So we've only published 169 pieces of content. But of that 169 pieces of content, we have had a net increase of new followers of 213. So thank you, the 213 of you that have come up. Engagement, we have had our engagement is 363.9 thousand. So that is awesome. And our reach is 3.9 million. So 3.9 million people we have reached and touched. So I thought that was pretty cool on it. As we're going through it, we're getting, if I look at, if I can get in here and see, where is it, and go into insights. Yeah. I think that's what it should show us in here is what some of our stuff is. Gender, nope, we know that. Followers, recent content. So we have, as you go through it, we've got, let me see where it is. Because usually typical stuff will hit, 1,000, it's about where it goes. But then we'll have something like that. That'll hit like 2.4 million. And then we'll have something that will hit like that at 726,000, and then we'll have something like that that's 1.1 million. So we're keep pushing stuff out there. Like I said, some of it goes better than others, some of it doesn't, but we're just keep pushing out content, and hopefully it generates more eyes on our stuff, more clicks on our links, and helps, pay the bills, keeping the lights and mics on. That's the most important thing for 2024. So just thought I'd toot my own horn on that. After the week I've had, I kind of like that a lot. And Linda says, I engrave lots of things on our epilogue. Well, that's because you got an epilogue, Linda. I've got an next tool. I should be able to engrave on a lot, but I can't cut clear without issues or blue without issues because of being a diode. You won your live Wednesday. You're just a winner, man. Like a winner all the way around. All the way around. And Sarah says, yay for that little post that could with the little cat that tried. Grandson of the Great Reach. Yeah, and it was, it's cool to see. Has it equated to much? Because the algorithm, we were good for, $300-400 in revenue from YouTube a month. And then the end of summer, they switched up the algorithm and how they were paying out, what they were paying out for. And so then it was dropping like not even nothing. It was like, oh, if we've seen something, we've seen it, $50 or so. Even with this, with, all those views, it's still only like $30, for something getting 3 million views or 2.4 million views, it only pays $30. So I don't think you can get rich with that, but it does, add to it. If we're able to turn on all of our monetization things with it, then we are able to, from there, the goal is, this is one of the goals for 24, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how our goals for 23 next week on Tuesday with Tab. Talk about our goals in 2024, that first show of the year. But the goal is to bring in 300 to 500 a month on Facebook. So what we can do is then take that amount and then run right into ads with it. So Facebook pays us $300 for posting, right? For all of our content generation, things like that. I can in turn take that $10 a day, throw it behind advertising. Now Facebook is paying me to get on their platform and produce content. I'm taking the money they're paying me to produce ads and put those on there. So circle of life, that's what we're shooting for on that. So I definitely got to get more stuff out there and keep pushing for it. Now, I have the S1. I have an affiliate link. So if you want that, it's down in the links at fatdadcd.com. But I have the S1, the 40-watt diode. I also have the 2-watt IR that you can get with it. So have I done everything with it? Nope. We've cut wood. We've cut some ornaments, and that was it. We made a couple signs. We cut some ornaments. I cut a bunch of Fs. But as far as doing anything production-wise, no, we planned on having stuff out there. But with everything that's happened the last 3 weeks on the DTF side of things, other things that have happened in the business, it was not a priority. So we just were like, hey, if we can't make it a priority, we're just not going to offer and do it. So if we can get some if we can get some other stuff on there and see what you have, and then be good from there, because I think all is good, but that's the plan for it. Brian said, another YouTuber said the difference is if the people watch an ad around your video. Yeah, and especially on the YouTube side of things, that's where you need the 7, because with a 7-minute video. A 7-minute video, you can get the intro, I believe, and the back. You can do 3 because you can do the mid one. So I think that's where like that 7-minute is that sweet spot on it. So yeah, ads, that's where it's at, man. You get the ad revenue. Yay! Ignition Drawing made a graphic from the design of the T-shirt photo I sent them. Looks great. ATV is going to be happy. Way to go, Barb. See, glad we were able to remind you of that. Indeed, I like the tinting out the house shop. I think this guy, I think he just gave me a $46 tip. Woohoo! I don't think we'll see that in a retail store with upfront workers. I don't think so either. But I could be wrong with it. Yay for that. Okay. Like I said, I've got stuff to do. I wanted to get out of here and get things rocking and rolling. So we need to do that. We'll be back next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I have an update for you on Monday on where we are production-wise with DTF, when we can get all that going. Next Tuesday, we're switching it up, and we're going to talk our our end of year 2023. Then we're following up the last show of the year is going to be Sarah's closing us out with a bang. So we're talking content creation in Canva. So we've got. Oh, have you ever looked at Kittle? They have a cool AI vector thing coming out. I did for something. I don't remember what it is. I'll have to go back and look. Have you lasered your name on a hot dog and made an imperfect joke to a loved one? I have not, but maybe I should, Darren. And Darren loves Kittle. Kittle, wait. Kittle, was that where it has predetermined templates on some things? Like I can put in something and it'll turn it into something else? That sounds roughly right. I think that sounds like that. Yes, Barb. Everyone have a great day. So yeah, everybody have an amazing day. We'll be back here next week. Get out and enjoy the weekend. We got this last big push before Christmas is here. So if you need to get out there and shopping like this guy does, hopefully you get out there and do it. So peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.